If testers continuously do variations, you will over time get a better test coverage. But how do we choose which variations to do? Because this is done more or less subconsciously, so let's have a look at some examples for the software Simple Image Resizer. This software takes an image, and after you have specified an output folder and the resolution, it will produce a file. The file might not be true to reality, but at least it looks the same as the original file. Now, for variations, I have them in the small. For instance, I can click on the name to see a preview. I might click on other places, and I might notice that when I click on the header over here, I get a strange error message. This warrants more interaction. For instance, double click, which produces a .NET exception. It even says double click up here. I also have a preview I can interact with. I can crop the image, and as a smart test designer, I would say that let's do the inverse. The up left to see what happens. Nothing happens, which is as expected, I guess. But I can also do more variations, do in different directions, and something strange is happening over there. When I do the up right, I will get the .NET exception. As a tester, I of course want to vary the destination folder. So I will want to try the same destination folder as the input folder. And I might think that, will the software try to overwrite its own image? No, it will crash. There are also variations I can do in the workflow and the sequences. So when I select a source image, I might cancel the destination folder. I might click Start Resizing directly, enter height and width, and I might cancel again over here, and the software will crash. Now these were some variations, but we have also only looked at the rendered content, right? This one. You might want to look deeper over here to see if the quality is the correct one. But some fast ways would be to also look at the properties of the file. So I can see the dimensions, and I can also notice it's not the same as I specified. But I would guess that that's a user interface problem because they wouldn't want to change the aspect ratio of the image. I can also see the bit depth, which is interesting. What should it be? And not so much more interesting over here. And finally, let's finish up with a small little trick that is fast and can give interesting information. Regardless of your file, open it up in Notepad, in the text editor. And even though this is a binary file and you can't interpret the content, you can still see interesting things. So for instance, in these files, I can see in the beginning that it says PNG. And the reason for this is that Simple Image Resizer always saves files as PNG, regardless if it's calling it a BMP or something else. And this is very dishonest, I must say. And it's an important bug that should be fixed. I would even say it's more important than the other crash bugs. Which leads us back to the core question about testing. What is important? So those were a couple of examples that try to show some core parts of testing, variations, and many perspectives.